Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to show you how to retouch a photo. It's going to start looking like something like this, and when we're done, we'll have something that looks like that. So, let me get started. I need to go to Pixlr.com and on Advance, and we're going to open our image. And I've already downloaded it, so that's it right there. I'm going to open it, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock that, and then I'm going to duplicate my layer. Okay, so now I have two layers. I'm going to rename this, so I'll just right click it, and I'll just call this one top layer, and I'll call this one bottom layer. I'm going to right click, and that will pop up, and that's nice. Okay, and I'll click the X. Okay, so I've renamed those, and so I've got two layers. They're both the same, and I'm going to work on the top layer. So the first thing I want to do is I want to remove some of the spots on Obama's face, right? Obama was the president, okay, before Trump. um, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use this, what is it? This one, the healing brush. And I'm going to use the spot healing brush. And I need to make sure that my brush is a little bit bigger than the spots I want to remove. So I want to remove all these little freckles. And so I can go here and resize my brush, which you already know how to do. The other thing you can do to resize your brush is you can press the comma on your keyboard and the period on your keyboard. That will make the brush bigger or smaller without having to go up here. Um, so I might be doing that. There's my push comma. Period is okay. And then I'll just click on that, and you can see it gets rid of the spot for me. And I'm just going to get rid of the main ones. Let me move this over here. Okay, and I can scroll over, and I can click on that one, that one. Now, if your brush is too big, it's not going to look nice. My brush is a little bit big here. Okay. If your brush is too big, I'll show you what happens. So like this, if I want to get rid of, I want to get rid of this spot, but my brush is super big. So you see, it looks pretty strange. So I'll just go Control Z just to go back, and make my brush smaller, a bit smaller. I'm going to use the comma because it's much easier for me. And I'll click on that, and then I can also do this mole. So I'll click on period, and there we go. And I think that's pretty good. That's most of the spots. I mean, there's a few left, but now I can turn off the top layer, and we can see what it looked like before. So I'll click on this, turn off the visibility. I'll click on that eyeball there, and you can see the difference before and after. Okay. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to remove some of the more, or cover up some of the more obvious flaws here. So we're gonna try and touch up the darkness under the eyes, and there's a scar. Sorry, there's a scar on his head, and then we're gonna try and touch up these wrinkles around the mouth as well. So first thing I'm going to do is the scar. And what we'll do is I'll zoom in a little bit. I can go view and I can do something like that, 200. Or you can control minus to zoom out and control plus to zoom in. And I'm going to use the this tool called the clone tool. And what we do with the clone tool is we take a piece of the image and we put it over top another piece of the image. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to put my opacity here at 80%, or maybe 75 is good. Around 75 or 70 is fine. And so it's on, you can see it says source here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right beside the scar, and I'm going to pick a source area that I want to put over the scar, okay? And then I'm going to brush over. You can see that black part. That's where um, I'm sampling from that area and putting it over the scar here. You can see that the scar is now gone. So I just brushed over that, and we'll go over here to see the before and after. Okay, so it's not that dramatic, but you can see there's definitely a difference. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the eye. Now, when you're doing this, it might take you longer. Like I've done this a few times, so I'm pretty good at it. When you do it, you might have to do it a few times. Control Z, stepping back and redoing it, stepping back and redoing it. I still have to step back and redo it sometimes too. Okay, so now I want to do this part of the eye. And I'm going to use a bit bigger brush because it's a bigger area to cover, and then I'll just select that size, and then I'll click here. Okay, that seems about right. Now I'm going to get my source. I'm going to choose this part right under the eye. So I just click here. Okay, then I go up here and I paint under the eye. Okay, good. And it doesn't look perfect, but we'll touch it up later. Okay, then I'm going to do the other eye as well. Same thing. I'm going to click source. I'm going to click right here. Okay, I just got this is the area I'm going to copy. Then I'm going to click here and I'm going to start brushing under or painting under. Okay, get up there a bit. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the lines around the face. These are harder because the color changes a bit and things like that. And you need a smaller brush. So I'm going to make my brush smaller. And that looks about the right size. What is that? 25. And then source. With this one, you have to do the source a few times, I found. Okay, so up here, I'm going to use, actually, I might make my brush a little bit bigger. I'm going to choose like right beside the line there. Okay, and then I'm going to move over it. So I clicked there, and I'm going to come over here, hold it down, and start brushing. And actually, that looks okay. And then I'm going to do over this side. I'll do the same thing. I'll click source. I'm going to click to choose the area that I want to put over the line. I'm just going to brush down. And you can see that black circle follows my brush, right? It's the source is kind of moving. And then what I'm gonna do is that down there. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm going to choose my source. When you don't have to go up here. You can just if you as you see it says select source or paint shift. You can click shift, but I'm trying not to use the keyboard shortcuts because I want to you know, oops, that doesn't look good. Control Z. It's a really dark spot there, so I'll do that again. What was I saying? The There we go. That looks better. Oh yeah, you can click source or you can click shift, but I'm trying not to use keyboard shortcuts too much because that's harder for you to understand. Okay, and now I'm gonna click source, yeah, and I'm gonna do the under the chin here. So I'm gonna use this area. I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna start brushing across. Oops, I went too high. See, I go up there. It gets really dark. I don't want it to be dark. I'm gonna go back. Control Z. I'm gonna try again. Maybe a smaller brush. Okay, click there. Uh, Source. Pick my source. Actually, I'm going to increase the brush. This time I'll use a keyboard shortcut. I'll click the period and comma, and I try again. Okay, and I'm covering that in. And I need to do this dark area here too. So again, I'll go source, click there, and start covering that up. And now it's going to get dark in here. So I need to find a new source. I'm going to go up. Actually, you know what? I'll just use a smaller brush. And I will see if I can get it to work. I'll click here. That's too small. I'm going to click period. Okay, make it a bit bigger. And there's my source, and there's my line. Okay, and then like that. Okay, all right. So I think that looks all right. Let me zoom out a bit. You can still see there's like it looks a little bit liney, but we can fix that in a bit. Um, and we can look at the before and after. Before, after, and okay, I'm going to stop the video and then I'll show you how to touch this up further in the next video.